Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance, and today we're diving deep into the world of Earth Titans to bring you a full breakdown on the Stone Sentinel himself. Eden, the Guardian of Balance. If you're building your Titan roster for war, for dungeon progression, or for long-term competitive power, you are going to want to understand this Titan properly, because Eden isn't just another bruiser. He is one of the most volatile and dangerous defensive Titans ever released, even in the era of light and dark supremacy. Before we begin, Guardians, if you enjoy guides like this, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and ring the bell. It helps us grow this channel, bring more content to the community, and support every Guardian trying to improve their war performance. Alright? Let's get into it. Eden is a very interesting Titan, because his value is almost entirely concentrated in one idea. He can remove an enemy Titan from the battlefield, completely, for 3 full seconds. And bring them back stunned. In Titan battles, where every second determines the rhythm of a fight, this is massive. Eden has the power to completely interrupt the flow of the enemy's attack, stop their combo timing, ruin their energy gain, and force them to restart their offensive pressure from zero. You can imagine the fear this creates in high-level attackers. You go in expecting a clean momentum fight, and suddenly one of your own Titans is dragged into the ground, disappears, and comes back disabled. This is why Eden remains a respected defensive threat even when light and dark Titans dominate the meta. But let's talk about how to build Eden properly, because his build is very different from other elemental Titans, and actually, much cheaper than most people realize. First, his crown and weapon artifact give him buffs against water Titans. Sounds good on paper, but in the real 2025 war meta, this does nothing for you. Water is not the primary threat anymore. Fire is dangerous. Light is dangerous. Dark is very dangerous. Water, not so much. Because of that, Guardians, you can safely skip Eden's weapon and crown. They bring almost nothing to war today. What you do need to build, and this is the core of his power, is his seal. But here is the twist. If you are a high-level competitive player, especially Royal League players, you do not want to max Eden's seal fully. Here is why. A fully maxed seal gives Eden more health than necessary, which delays the timing of his ultimate, Burden of Creation. But if you stop his seal at around level 115, keeping it at 6 stars but not fully maxed, Eden often ults earlier. This early activation throws off the timing of attackers who have trained their hits against a maxed Eden. This creates what we call a timing trap. Your Eden does not behave like the Eden the attacker practiced against, and that small change can ruin their entire attack sequence. So yes, Guardians. One of the strongest Eden builds today is actually an imperfect seal on purpose. Test it. You will be shocked at how many attackers lose simply because Eden disrupts their expected timing. Now let's talk about skins, because Eden has only 2 real skins you need to worry about, and thankfully, they are cheap and extremely effective. Eden has 2 physical attack skins, and you want both of them maxed. Why physical attack? Because Eden's ult, that massive falling rock, scales directly from it. The higher his PA, the harder he hits, and the more punishing that first Burden of Creation becomes for anyone on the receiving end. Combine this with the earlier ult timing from the unfinished seal, and attackers can instantly lose momentum from the opening seconds of battle. This combination, early stun from the prison, early ult dropping in the center, and high PA damage, creates the exact kind of chaotic battlefield that makes Eden such a brutal defensive Titan. But Guardians, it's important to remember something: Eden is not an offensive Titan. He is, by design, a risk generator. He brings RNG. He brings unpredictability. He brings traps and timing disruption. These things are amazing on defense. But they are unbelievably dangerous on offense. If you try to use Eden offensively, you risk triggering interactions that sabotage your own attack. The most infamous example. Using Eden against Moloch or Rigel. If Eden pulls them down underground, when they come back up, they reappear right in the center of your own team, and then they immediately stun your entire squad. This loses wars. This loses global contest matches. This is why, Guardians, take this warning seriously. Never use Eden on offense. Not in war. Not in GC. Not anywhere. He is a defensive titan only. Now let's talk about the best defensive compositions where Eden shines the most. The strongest lineup, the one that consistently frustrates even high-end titan hitters, is Rigel, Eri, Solaris, Eden, Tenebris. This team combines massive stun potential, silence and disruption, high burst, defensive RNG, and incredibly dangerous light/dark synergies. Eden sits right in the middle of this chaotic machinery, adding the one thing the team doesn't naturally have, hard battlefield removal. With Solaris burning everything, Rigel stunning and buffing, Eri shielding and controlling, and Tenebris amplifying threat, Eden becomes the unpredictable wild card that turns a strong defense into a nightmare defense. If you want a variation that throws attackers off, swap Rigel for Brewstar. It forces different counters and different timing, and again creates room for Eden to mess with momentum. But Guardians, no Titan is unbreakable. So how do you counter Eden if you are the attacker? First and foremost, elemental logic applies. Eden is Earth. Fire destroys Earth. And that means Araji is his greatest nightmare. Araji's raw damage, timing, and power make Eden melt quickly if he's not supported heavily by light and dark allies. But if Eden is wrapped in light/dark protection, then you need to use another angle, and that is where the light marksman Amon enters the battlefield. Amon's ult targets the 1st, 3rd, and 5th titans in the enemy line. Eden often sits in position 3. Which means he takes a full Amon blast to the face. The other strong counter is Rigel. Not yours, the opponent's. If Eden is in the 2nd slot, Rigel gains offensive advantage because his weapon buffs grant extra damage to Earth Titans. Combine that with his O stun, and he can shut down Eden before Eden causes disruption. Whichever counter you choose, make sure you do the Olympus rule, always train your hit first. Never go blind into Eden. He is chaos, control the chaos before it controls you. And that, Guardians, completes the Eden guide, how to build him, how to use him, and how to beat him. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your questions in the comments. Your support lets us bring more guides just like this to every Guardian who needs them. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.